What's up guys, welcome back to another video. The plan today was to head out to the dirt bike track and get some riding footage for you guys, but of course it's Florida and it started downpouring, so I guess that leaves us only one option. We're gonna get back to work on the CR250 project bike. If you guys missed the last video, definitely go check it out. We tore it apart down to its current state, got the suspension off and a couple other components that we're gonna get sent up to SGB Racing to get coated and redone with some Racetech Gold valves. So if you missed that video, click up in the corner right now, you can go check that out, as well as the very first video where we unveiled the bike. But as you can see, we pretty much have this thing just down to the frame and the motor, so you can probably guess what the objective of today's video is, and that is to get the motor out of this frame so that we can get the frame all cleaned up, obviously get the motor sent out to get redone. And last video I was teasing you guys, didn't want to tell you who was going to be helping me out with this thing, but it seemed like a lot of you guys were super interested in knowing who it was. A lot of you guys had some guesses, and I'm not the type of dude to just keep you waiting around, so I'm really stoked to announce that Adam Paganelli is going to be helping me out with the rebuild of this motor. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is already, but if you're unfamiliar, he's a YouTuber just like me, but he definitely focuses more on the mechanic side of things, so he does some really awesome bike builds over on his channel. You guys can click up in the corner to go check that out right now. He built one of the cleanest examples of a CR125 on his channel that I've ever seen, and that was pretty much what did it for me and wanting to work with him on this bike. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see me work with Cameron Naimela, and I'm sure that will definitely happen in the future because Cameron is an awesome dude and I would really love to work with him on some stuff. But I felt like it would be really cool to work with Adam because we kind of started our channels at the same time, and I remember watching his channel like a year ago when we both had like 1,000 subs, and it was cool to see us kind of growing together at the same rate this summer. Thought our paths had to cross eventually, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to collaborate with Adam, so really stoked to get him involved with this build. Obviously I'm going to ship the motor up to him as well as all the parts that we're going to be putting on the motor, and he'll be doing some separate videos over on his channel on that. He's also going to be putting a couple of his own little finishing touches on it with some select parts and doing some Cerakoting and everything of his own. So if you guys are familiar with Adam's builds, you know it's going to be really sick, so I'm really excited for that. That is going to be so much better than if I tried to do this thing myself. And I thought it would be really cool to get another YouTuber involved because there's a lot of companies that are really heavily involved with this build. Like for instance, Boyson is helping out, Wiseco, Electron, Recluse. So there's a lot of people involved with this build, and I could have just had the motor sent out to the local bike builder and he would have done a fine job, but those companies who are helping me out wouldn't have gotten the exposure that they deserve. So I thought it was really cool to collaborate with another YouTuber because it's kind of a win-win situation for everybody involved. On one hand, those companies who are helping me out with the build are now going to have a video of their products being put into this bike, so that's really cool. It's a win for me because I know we're kind of in the same genre, but like I said, we have very different content. I think he's probably got a lot of subscribers who don't follow me and vice versa, so it's definitely a win-win for us to do that. And then it's also just really cool, I feel like, for the viewers, because I feel like the viewers always like to see collaborations between two people that they watch. So it's a win for everyone involved. Really excited that he's going to be working on this with me, and I know I can expect some really good stuff from him. Like I said, he's got his own little touches that he's going to be putting on it, so really excited to see how this thing turns out. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for the intro. I need to get this motor out of here so we can actually get it sent up to Adam. So that's the main priority today, and then we're going to work on a couple other little things like getting the wheels taken apart and getting some other pieces apart that we're going to be taking to a local Cerakoter and vapor blaster to get all made looking like new again. I know in the first video I said that I wasn't going to be going like crazy with this build. I was just going to replace the things that needed replacing, and it wasn't going to look like a new bike after this. But more and more people just keep reaching out and things just keep happening, and all of a sudden it's looking like this is going to be a pretty gnarly build and it's going to be an awesome bike when it's done. So really excited about all that, honestly. I think the finished product is going to be much, much better because of that. But anyways, like I said, we need to get the motor out of this thing, so let's get to it. You guys can tell that the swing arm is off now. I wanted to take that off camera because I know that can be a big pain in the butt, but actually the thing just came right out. As you guys can see, the hole where the nut is looks like it's a little bit banged up. So it looks like someone had recently gone to town on this bolt to get it out of there. So it looks like someone else did the hard work for me because that thing honestly just slid right out. Wasn't expecting that, but really stoked on it. So that was super easy. I think the first task we got to do here is take the tank and the expansion chamber off so that we can get at the motor mounts. Easy enough, expansion chamber is off now. This is an FMF Gold Series and I'm not gonna be using it because I'm gonna be putting a Pro Circuit exhaust on here. So if any of you guys are in the market for Gold Series expansion chamber and muffler for your CR250, let me know. I'll be selling it for pretty cheap, so just slide in the DMs or whatever, but here we go, it's off. Same goes for all that plastic. I'm not gonna use it. Actually, any of these parts right here, besides the wheels, I'm gonna be coating the wheels, but pretty much anything else, it's fair game, so let me know if you guys need anything. But anyways, now we gotta drain the coolant out of this thing so we can get the radiators off, and then we also have to take the carburetor off, so let's jump into it. I hope you guys are enjoying watching me struggling my butt off trying to get these radiators off. I'm sure you guys have some great tips on how I could have done that better, but brute strength, baby, that's all I got. But anyways, the carburetor and the radiators are successfully removed, which means there's not a whole lot left to do. Maybe just remove some electronics and some cables and stuff, and then time to remove the motor mounts and pull this baby out, see if I can brute strength this thing by myself out of here. All right, guys, I think all the electrical components are pretty much out of the way. Got the wiring harness out of here, got the cables that were coming out of the RC valve out. I'm taking a look around this thing and I don't really see anything else that's connected. We just have the clutch cable here, but that will just come right out with it. So looking like this thing's ready to pull. So let's get those engine mounts off and go for it. Yoo-hoo! Well, there we did it, boys and girls. Motor is officially out of the frame, and there is nothing left on the frame. Maybe this seems like a really small feat to some of you, but this is my very first time doing this solo. When I got the 125, I had my brother to help me, and he's a mechanical engineer, so obviously he was able to help me out and do a lot of it for me. But this is my very first time completely taking a bike down to the frame by myself. Yes, it's a two-stroke, it's easy, but I'm still super proud of myself for doing that. Definitely made mistakes along the way. You guys are super quick to point those out, so thank you, maybe not thank you for that. But at the end of the day, I'm really stoked on the work that I'm able to do, and just the fact that this is a huge learning process for me, and hopefully it'll lead to doing some other really cool builds in the future. But as you guys can see, frame is completely empty. I'm considering powder coating it, but I'm really not sure. Sometimes I think black frames look really cool, other times I think they look really cheesy, and I'm not really sure how well it would last. So not sure if I'm gonna get that powder coated or not, but definitely gonna get it vapor blasted so it looks brand new again. Then of course we're gonna send this beauty off to Adam Paginelli, who's gonna do it all up sick for us. So although this is the most torn down the build has ever been, it's starting to come together pretty sick for us. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to see that what was once a 2002 Honda CR250 is now just a bunch of parts scattered across my garage. Pretty awesome though, right? That's what it's all about. Our next order of business is gonna be taking the wheels all the way apart, because We have a really unique build, like something that I've never seen anyone else do before, and it's gonna involve a bunch of really unique colors. So I'm gonna get the stock rims and hubs powder coated and then just get new spokes for it. And then obviously getting the motor and the suspension sent out to Adam and SGB Racing. Unfortunately, now comes the not as fun part of the build, which is just waiting for parts to get delivered. But that gives us time to focus on the other dirt bikes and starting to train for Supercross, so not a big deal. I'm actually gonna be flying out to LA over Thanksgiving break to do some Supercross testing out there. So perfect timing to get this stuff all sent out to those people so they can work their magic on it and get this thing looking sick. Then by the time I get back, it should all be done and we'll be ready to throw this thing together and shred it. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for part 3 now of the build. Like I said, just gonna get the stock wheels taken apart and then get all these parts delivered to the necessary people. Get this thing back together as quick as possible so we can make some awesome content riding it. You guys already know you can expect a 252 stroke versus 254 stroke. And obviously we're gonna do a 252 stroke versus 454 stroke video. So there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff that's gonna come from this build. We're gonna race some GNCCs on it. Like I said, I wanted to do like a 2-stroke shootout day where I'm just gonna invite everyone in Florida to come out with their 2 strokes, make an awesome video on it. So really excited about this build. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far, and you guys can look forward to the next video. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.